Thank you for joining me on another episode of Light and Darkness, where we're going through Romans 8, 5 through 6, and today we'll focus on the part of the scripture that says, "But those who live according to the Spirit, the things of the Spirit." And it shows here that there's a difference between things that are according to the Spirit and the things of the Spirit. And when it says, "But those who live according to the Spirit," it's showing us here that not everybody chooses to live according to the Spirit. Some people choose to live according to the flesh, and that's part of the beauty of it, that it's always a choice. And when it's a choice, it gives us the control and the freedom. It refers to the freedom, and it's never a force. But and making the choice to live according to the Spirit, of course, lays the foundation to set our minds according to the Spirit, to set our behavior according to the Spirit, and of course, to set our lives and the type of lives that we lead. That we lead either according to the flesh or according to the Spirit. The second part of the scripture, it talks about the things of the Spirit and what we can expect if we set our minds to, or if we set our lives according to the Spirit. What are the types of things that we can expect of the Spirit, of a Spirit-filled life or of a Spirit-led life? And it's really showing us here that the makeup of the Spirit itself has attributes, has its own personality. And these attributes of one who strives to live according to the Spirit can include, but are not limited to, an unending wisdom from God. These jewels that God gives us in the form of wisdom, in the form of discernment, in the form of fruits of the Spirit or gifts of the Spirit, but they're little treasures that are given to us as gifts, not that we deserve them, not that we earn them, not that we live the Spirit-filled life for these reasons, but these are given to us, let's say, as a byproduct of living a Spirit-led or Spirit-filled life. And it's also, it gives us the opportunity for this continuous strive or continuous struggle to search for these spiritual truths. And again, I'll call them jewels of wisdom, that as we continue to grow deeper and strive deeper and strengthen our relationship with our Creator, so these spiritual truths come to surface and they come to our awareness as we, to the degree that we strive deeper and we want to grow spiritually. And it also, of course, gives us this divine purpose. Well, why are we here? Why am I here? What's my purpose? What's the purpose of life? What's the purpose of creation? It also puts everything into perspective from a spiritual dimension. It gives us a new strength, a new sense of endurance, of course, a new breath, not physical breath, but spiritual breath. It breathes life into us to be able to go and give breath or to give life to other people, as we ourselves are now alive. And some people say, well, what if, I took this sort of a path or this sort of a lifestyle that is driven by the flesh, but now I'm interested or I'm intrigued or I'm curious at least to see, well, what is this Spirit-led life? And can somebody change from a flesh-driven to a Spirit-driven life? And the answer is always yes, but the answer is always it depends, and it depends on not our ability, because we have the ability. God has inspired us, or God has empowered us, and He's willing and waiting to provide us with that ability. But it, again, depends on the possibility, or the possibility of the change is dependent on the choice to let go of the prioritization of feeding the mind of the flesh and not the mind of the Spirit. And by making that choice, we are choosing to switch from the flesh-driven life to the Spirit-driven life. And my hope for you is to really pay attention to or to hear the small, quiet voice of the Spirit of God when He speaks to you in those moments, to see if that still voice is calling you to make a life switch or a life change. And I want to leave you with the story of 1 Kings 19:11-12, when God visited the prophet Elijah. And you know, many of us think that the Spirit of God is this powerful thing, and it comes in storms, and it comes as a loud movement, and you know, God works in many different ways, and that may be a possibility. But in this scenario, the beauty of it is that a powerful wind came and it tore mountains apart, but God was not there. And then after the wind, an earthquake came and shook the entire earth, but God was not there. And after the earthquake, what happened? There was a fire, a big fire that came, but God was not there. And after the fire left, a very small and gentle whisper came. And that's when, and that's where, and that's the moment that the Spirit of God spoke to Elijah. And again, my hope for you is to make time to spend time to hear that quiet, gentle whisper of the Spirit of God that becomes irresistible to the spiritual mindset once we make ourselves open to that lifestyle. Thank you for joining me today on Light and Darkness.